Number 7, God is compassionate. The 2 children that we adopted, they have a different woman as their mother. I have no doubt that today is a hard day for her. I have no doubt that she loved her children as deeply as I do. And I imagine that there is a hole in her heart with them gone. And I don't know the pain that she's feeling. Sadly, she was not able to take care of their physical needs. So when we brought these children into our home due to the neglect that they suffered, there was a lot that we had to deal with. They were academically behind. They hadn't had their immunizations. They hadn't been to the dentist. They didn't know basic things like how to shower and brush your teeth. So we had to see the doctors a lot. We had to see the dentists. We had to see a lot of professionals who were always in their space, right? These poor children had more blood draws than I could possibly care to count. Our one boy, he would throw up after every meal. Okay, we didn't know why, but it turned out that his teeth were so rotten that he was swallowing bacteria every time that he ate, and it would cause him a tummy ache, and he would throw up the food that he just ate. So the thing that we had to do to help heal him was pull out all of his teeth at 7 years old, right? My children, they went through these appointments obediently, but they were scared, they were confused, and they were in a lot of pain. They didn't understand the purpose behind what was happening. And they'd come home sore from their shots. They'd come home tired of people poking them, exhausted from the pain, and they would stare at me, and they still couldn't speak my language. So they would stare at me with tears in their eyes, and I knew that they were saying, "Why are you doing this? Why are you hurting me? Why don't you love me? I thought you loved me. I thought life would be better with you. I don't understand why you're putting me through this." And I desperately wanted to look at them and say, "I love you so much, and that's why I'm putting you through it, because I have a plan and a purpose for your life, and my plan and my purpose is good. Okay, I have plans not to harm you. I have plans to give you hope and a future, and I can't tell you that because you don't speak my language, but I am good." And since I can't explain that to you, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to wrap my arms around you, and I'm going to hug you, and I'm going to cry with you, and I'm going to walk through every one of those trials with you. And as a mom, I'm sure you've looked at your kids and felt that same way before. I'm sure that you've seen them struggle and go through trials because moms are compassionate, right? We know that. There's compassion there, okay? Even if their struggles were caused by their own self, sometimes their struggles are caused by the world. But as a mom, you have compassion on your children. Here's the thing. God is so much more compassionate. And sometimes when we enter into his family and we get adopted into his family, it's hard. And there are things that we have to go through because of the past trauma and trials that we faced, right? And there have been times that I'm sure if you've been through that you're like me, that you've cried out to God and you said, "God, why are you doing this? God, why are you hurting me? God, why are you putting me through this? God, I thought you loved me. God, I thought life would be better with you. I don't understand what's happening." But here's the thing, God can't speak your language. And he wants you to know today that he has a plan and a purpose for your life, and it is good. That he is working all things together for your good. Whatever you're going through will ultimately be for your good and his glory, because he has plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope in a future. But since he can't speak your language, I hope that you know that he's walking with you right now. His arms are wrapped around you. He is crying with you, and he is walking through every step of that fire with you. You are not alone. And he's doing that because God is compassion. There are 2 verses that I picked out because I couldn't decide which one I liked better. Every verse in the Bible I say is my favorite. And there are 2 verses about this I want to share. Isaiah 49:13 says, "Shout for joy, you heavens. Rejoice, you earth, and burst into song, you mountains. For the Lord comforts his people and will have compassion on his afflicted ones." And 2 Corinthians 1, verses 3 and 4, I love how many times Paul uses the word comfort in this. He says, "Praise be to God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of compassion and the God of all comfort, who comforts us in our troubles so that we can comfort those in trouble from the comfort we ourselves receive from God. So good.